With that, I can't say enough for who I'm going to introduce next. It's actually one of the first county commissioners I met when I first got on board. Someone that, coming from my background, that truly, I understand, truly appreciates nature, appreciates the outdoors, appreciates the environment, but more importantly, she can go toe-to-toe with anybody on the environmental issues and how important those programs, those services are to our public. And I think she's done a lot in the last couple of years, and I know that from just from hearing other folks talk about how much she has done for Broward County Parks to protect our programs, to protect our natural landscapes and our ecosystems. And so I can't say enough. Commissioner Kristin Jacobs, please.
Well, I must say this is really fun to have you here on our very first your very first park dedication. Many that I have participated in, but none I have to tell you as special as the one today. Because today we're not just opening a nature center, a place that at some point in the not too distant future you'll be able to come in and walk along boardwalks and really experience what is the coolest part about this site, and that's the very center of it. But we wouldn't be here today, and this site wouldn't have been purchased if there wasn't a very special family in Margate that allowed Broward County to buy it in the first place, and that's Herman and Dorothy Shooster. Thank you so much. I believe it's the first nature area that we've actually named after the people that we were able to buy it from, and that's because there's very few of them that are families that actually put this land up. If you remember when the bond went out for the voters of this county, we were very specific. We said, as government, we are not going to involve in taking properties. We must have a willing seller. We also must have a willing city. And another round of applause to the city of Margate for allowing us to buy it. And that may not seem like much to you. Why would a city stand in the way of preservation of acreage throughout Broward County? It's not too much of a trip from the coast to the Everglades to see that there isn't much of Broward County left that isn't developed, but lots and lots of cities took the shorter view. They looked at a tax base. If they were able to build homes or build warehouses on it, then they would bring more dollars into their city, and if they let it become a natural area like this, well then guess what? It's not generating taxes, and so lots and lots of cities put their foot out and tripped up the process. So even when we had a willing seller, we didn't have a willing city, and lots of acreage was lost to purchase in this county. But this is one of those sites where all of the stars aligned. The family was absolutely willing, and I have to tell you that our process is to buy property because we're spending your money, the public's money. We made some commitments to you. We said that we would not pay more than 10% above the appraised value for any property, and it's hard to believe now with property values plunging to the degree that they have, not just in our state, our county, but throughout the nation. But at the time that we were looking to buy this property values were screaming the other direction, and to come in at the table and only offer or be constrained by that 10% over the appraised value, there weren't a lot of people who wanted to sell their property for that. They knew that they could get a lot more money for it, and this was prime land for development, both commercially and residentially. So the fact that we were able to pick it up within our budget was another reason why we lost out as a county in fulfilling the desires of the public to buy lands, was because of the economics of the situation. So for many reasons, it's a miracle that we have this site today. But the miracle really resides in a family that was able to look longer into the future, longer than their time here and their children here and their grandchildren here, to understand that preservation of sites like this are really special to Broward County, and it's really wonderful that we have it here. And I would encourage you, for everyone who's a homeowner in Margate or any other place in the county, that what you do in your yards is just as important as saving this great big place here. We have a little over 19 acres in this area. Maybe you only have a half an acre or a third of an acre, or maybe it's just a balcony, or you're in a townhome and you have a little tiny space out behind the back door. All of these different places can be certified as naturescape habitats, and I would encourage each of you to go to Broward County's webpage at broward.org and learn about Naturescape Broward. Learn how you can turn your little tiny plot of land into one of the overall global look that the county has, and that is that we would like you to think about how much water you're using on your property. We would like you to think about how many pesticides, fertilizers, and fungicides you're using and how those are rolling off into our canal systems, which then connect one to the other and either roll out to tide or are back pumped into the Everglades. That everything you do on your little piece of land is important to the overall health of this county, and you can make changes, and we want to help you do it. We will come out to your property, we will walk it with you, we will make suggestions about how you could change irrigation, how you could change out your plants, and when you do, we will certify you as a naturescape habitat. You get this really great looking sign, and overall our goal is that wherever you may stand in this county, within a quarter mile of that place is another certified site. So when we look at buying great big spots like this, these are wonderful, but connecting the dots, thinking of it almost as stepping stones across Broward. There's a lot of birds migrating now, and I often say if I was a bird migrating through Broward 10 years ago, I might have been looking a long time for a meal. But because we've been certifying habitats for the last 6 years, we started out this program with less than 200, and today we have close to 3,000 homes certified as naturescape habitats. And in fact, Broward County, because of the land that the voters allowed us to go out and buy, because of the naturescape properties that are stacked up throughout our county, the National Wildlife Federation certified Broward County as the first county-wide habitat, wildlife habitat in the United States. The first county in the country happened right here in the state of Florida. And in fact, the very first certified cities, yes, your entire city can be certified as a naturescape, and many, many have done it, about 14 so far, and we're still counting. The first cities certified in the state of Florida as habitat cities also came out of Broward County. So to all of those of you who labor in the shadows and sometimes in the very hot sun to find a harbor for nature, to make a place for it, to understand how important it is to our quality of life, and to certainly the family that gave us such a great big chunk to add to the overall picture of Broward County and our true desire to be as friendly to the environment as we can, understanding that it's our own sustainability that we are laboring for. For all of those of you who help us in that path, I thank you today. I thank you for all your efforts, and particularly for the family. Just wonderful work. Thank you so much.